All right, it is time to go racing from Richmond. Up front will be Mark Nelson and Jeff Hinkle. The second row will have AJ Godsey and Kevin Reed. Greg McDaniel and Harley Barletta have the third row. Brandon Springer and Eric Stoy have the fourth row. Jared Heasley and Mark Dantuma rounding out the top 10. Jason, the Mad Canadian, Rome 11th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 12th. 13th is Brian Oshinska. John Schmidt in 14th. Garmy is in 15th. Richie West 16th. Gerald Thanos Poole in 17th. Aaron Mason in 18th. Topher Fat Thor Baltimore in 19th. And Bill Percy starting in 20th. Jacob Springer, the other half of the peanut butter jelly, he starts 21st. Everybody getting lined up on the grid. I stand corrected. Topher is not on track tonight. He is in race control, so we might be talking to him later. Everybody else has taken to the grid, just waiting on the pace car to start moving. $20 cars in the field. 3/4 of a mile at Richmond. 14 degrees turn, 14 degrees of banking in the turns, 8 degrees of banking on the front straightaway, 2 degrees of banking on the back straightaway. Looks like they are about to start rolling now. And here they go for their 2 pace laps, and then we'll go green flag racing. If you have a favorite driver in the field, make sure you comment. Let us know who you're cheering for here tonight. Down the back straightaway. Nobody seems to be warming up the tires here yet. Might have a few guys riding the brakes a little, put some extra heat in those tires, but I can tell you it's going to get very interesting. That first 5 laps on cold tires, these cars, the back end with the low downforce setups, that back end is really going to want to twitch out on them. Every one of these drivers will be fighting every single lap to hold on to that car until they get some heat into the tires. Last time around, the pace car will drop off, this time out of going into turn 3. Pace car is in. They are about to go racing. 3 drivers will be eliminated from the playoffs tonight. Who's it going to be? Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Richmond. Everybody full send down into turn 1. And look at this. Hinkle starting to fall back a little bit. Not a big surprise to see Hinkle give up a couple spots early on as he tries to take care of his tires. That is the one thing he is known for. Harley Barletta starting to make his way forward. Kevin Reed up there holding his spot. Greg McDaniel in the new paint scheme tonight. Richard Petty, blue and red. Brandon Springer, last week's winner. Everybody taking it pretty easy here early on. Worth mentioning so far, Bill Percy is up 5 spots. Jacob Springer up 4 spots early on. Everywhere else on the track, it's 1 or 2 cars, but Bill and Jacob are sending it early. Richie West has had an incident. No caution yet. He is towed to pit road. Oh, gets loose, out of two, tries to save it hard into the outside wall, manages to get the car stopped and towed before the caution comes out. AJ Godsey, we talked about it earlier, this might be the first time he has ever eliminated and ever finishes a BRR season outside of the top 5. He is currently up to second, has ran the fastest lap of the race so far. But he, Kevin Reed, and Jared Heasley, all three have to have great finishes. Jared Heasley has to win tonight to stay in the playoffs. And even that win might be iffy if it would keep him in or not. AJ Godsey ducks to the bottom under Mark Nelson, takes the lead on lap 7. Mark Nelson back to second. Jeff Hinkle has drifted back to third. Kevin Reed still holding fourth. Harley Barletta in fifth. Greg McDaniel still sixth. Eric Stoy seventh. Brandon Springer holding on to eighth. Heasley in ninth. And Mark Dantuma in 10th. Excuse me. Jason Rome in 11th. Garmy up to 12th now after starting in 15th. Gerald Poole started in 17th. He is up to 13th. And Bill Percy, caution is out. Looks like Kevin Reed was involved. He is around on the back straightaway. Harley Barletta manages to sneak by. Let's take a different angle on that incident. In this morning's GT3 race, there was a lot of netcode. I think there was a good distance between them. Let's see if we can dial into our helicopter and let's see if the chopper got us a better shot of this. It was definitely close, but I think there was a gap. A lot of netcode this morning in the GT3 race. And it looks like we might see a little bit here tonight. Oh, Richie West said, I just needed to run one lap. He's watching the game, but stuff happens. Richie West came into tonight 4th in points. Should be safe in the playoffs. Time will tell. Will he be able to, will he try and come back out? Mark Dantuma and John Schmidt both go to pit road. Kevin Reed did not go to pit road. He loses a lot of track position. Minimal damage to the car, though. Managed to get on the brakes. And what about Harley Barletta? Brian Oshemska now coming to pit road, but what about Harley Barletta's save? The lights are still on the pace car. They're still getting their pace laps in here. Now, we talked about the fuel window. 70 to 72 laps was what we were told. Possibly a little bit more than that for some drivers, a little bit less for others. These pace laps could definitely extend that by several laps, and that could guarantee a few drivers the opportunity to one-stop this race. If we get a long green flag run, a single stop when everybody else tries to make it 2 stops could be the winning strategy. Let's see if we can get race control and have a quick word with Topher. Hey, Topher, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good, buddy. So, you having fun up there in the booth today? And how much frustration is there early on in the on the track?
Oh, it's fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody's happy to be here and good moods, and everybody's just, it's all good.
So typical short track racing is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We did notice it looked like there was a bit of net code there, and I mentioned that we saw a bit of net code this morning in the GT3 race. Have you warned the drivers about being a little extra cautious of that?
We did, but they're going to do their own thing.
This is true. Good luck tonight. I have a feeling you're going to need it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm listening. Because you're even though there's a slight delay on the broadcast, you may be quicker on some of them than I am. So I'm watching.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck, and hope everything goes smoothly for you.
Thank you. You too.
Always count on Topher for a laugh. Pace car is in. Here they go again. Green flag is back in the air. Everybody is down and away. AJ Godsey gets a massive jump off into turn one. Greg McDaniel side by side with Mark Nelson back behind. Greg McDaniel was one of the drivers we talked about early on in this season to be a championship contender, and there he is up in third. Currently sixth in points, so he has a great opportunity here and very likely will be in the final round. So far, so good. Everybody getting the tires warmed up, and it looks like Eric Stoy and Harley Barletta are going at it. Eric gets the run on the high side off into turn one and takes fifth. Harley Barletta came into the playoffs with the points lead, but after Brandon Springer's win last week in a rough race for Harley, he is back in second. AJ Godsey's lead already 3/4 of a second. And look who is on the move. The 95 of Bill Percy started in 20th and is now up to 11th. Just drove by Thanos as he continues his march toward the front. With the speed Bill's got here tonight, can he get up to the front and can he contend with guys like AJ Godsey, Mark Nelson, and Greg McDaniel? Bill Percy definitely on a mission, but the next car he'll have to pass is going to be the Mad Canadian Jason Rome. Jared Heasley currently holding on tonight, has to win and has to hope a couple of drivers have a really bad race here tonight to have any shot at the championship. Currently running in ninth, not where he needs to be. Brandon Springer, last week's winner, started in seventh, currently running in eighth. Look at another driver on the move. David Garman, who started in 15th, is now up to seventh, all over the back bumper of Harley Barletta. AJ Godsey continuing to storm toward the front. Bill Percy just lost a spot as Mark Dantuma comes by. Mark pitted under that first caution. Could he have already taken a set of tires here? And Gerald Poole just, I think Gerald might be taking a diamond approach to the corner based on the way he came out of 1 and 2. Let's watch how he goes down into it. A lot of drivers tend to late apex here at Richmond. No, it looks like he might have just had a bad corner last time by. But he is definitely having a good run. Started in 17th up to 13th. AJ Godsey's lead now just over a second over Mark Nelson. Greg McDaniel back in third. And from third back to third back to 11th is just over half a second. So a lot of close battles going on in the top 10. Jeff Hinkle currently in fourth. Watch him closely because we know early on he gave up a couple of spots really easy. He is known for saving the tires and being the fastest on the long run. Eric Stoy in fifth, started back in eighth, continuing his march to the front as well. Eric comes into tonight third in points, tied with Harley Barletta. Bill Percy now having to deal with Gerald Poole to the inside, and here comes Kevin Reed after being involved in the first caution, fighting his way back toward the front. Currently back in 14th. And looks like Kevin got a little too deep into the corner that time. When we come around, we'll hop in the peanut butter car. Let's just hop in it now, dialing up his camera, and oh, what an abomination is on the back of Harley Barletta's car. Start-finish line on not quite in the middle of the track. It's a little closer to turn 4. Off turn, caution! John Schmidt has crashed. There he is at the entrance of turn 3. Looks like he got loose off of turn 2, tried to save it. Ended up smacking the outside wall and then getting stuck down on the bottom. Only the second caution of the night on lap 29. Expect to see a lot of drivers hit pit road. And looks like all the leaders are coming to pit road. Now the question becomes, how many drivers attempt a 2-tire stop? Garmy stays out. Garman had been charging through the field. He has now made his way up into the lead by staying out. Looks like Brandon Springer may also be staying out. AJ Godsey's got the right sides up. Will the left sides go up? Yes, they will. Garman and Brandon Springer both stay out. Everybody else is on pit road. And here they come off pit road. AJ Godsey leads them off. Mark Nelson comes out second. Greg McDaniel comes off third. Or is the third off pit road, I should say. Jeff Hinkle comes off fourth. Eric Stoy fifth. Jason Rome sixth. Harley Barletta seventh. And eighth, coming out in 10th place, is Jared Heasley. But Garman and Springer staying out. Bit of a surprise. See if we can get a quick word with Garmy. Hey, Garmy, it's Doug. You got me?
What is up, Mr. Doug?
I have to ask, 30 laps, everybody else goes to pit road, you stayed out. You were already charging through the field. Is it worth the risk?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, man. I just feel like I need to do something that's not everybody else doing. I mean, you saw literally everybody went down pit road on that stop. So I'm just going to try something different and see how this thing plays out at the end. So I know I'm going to be slow, so I'll probably end up taking the outside on the green and just start letting these guys go underneath me. So I don't know. I'm not real good at math, but my math head says this isn't going to work if you take tires now. So I don't know. I'm just trying to set myself up for the end of this thing. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Lesson learned, move on to next week, and we'll see what will happen.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. Hopefully the strategy will end up paying off for you.
Yeah, we can only pray, right?
That's right, man. Good luck, man.
See ya.
And it looks like Brandon Springer did go to pit road. He just waited until a different lap, which is going to put him back all the way back into 16th. And back in the mess. You got to question the strategy of that one. As they stack back up for the restart, it'll be David Garman and AJ Godsey on the front row. Mark Nelson, Greg McDaniel on the second row. Jeff Hinkle, Eric Stoyev the third row. Jason Rome and Harley Barlett on the fourth row. Jared Heasley, Mark Dantuma have the fifth row, rounding out the top 10. Then Gerald Poole and Bill Percy, 11th and 12th. As they come down the back straightaway, everybody stacked up side by side, getting ready for the restart. Be interesting to see how Garmin's strategy pays off here, if it works, if it doesn't. We're about to find out as they come out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Garman gets a good launch on the field. I think he might have been playing a little trick on the other drivers, knowing that some of them are listening. Wasn't going to give his strategy away here. Greg McDaniel makes his way up to second. AJ Godsey slips back to third. There is a big battle going on back here. Eric Stoy trying to take fourth. He pulls ahead. He brings Barletta with him. Moving Mark Nelson back to sixth. Hinkle back to seventh. Greg McDaniel is coming by David Garman for the lead. The tires have come up to pressure. The heat is in them, and Greg McDaniel goes to the lead for the first time tonight. AJ Godsey in second, drops underneath. Now Garman to third, Eric Stoy in fourth. Looks like Garman let him catch up and then moves up to the high side, trying to be a little cooperative. How far will he fall, though? Can he hold on to a top 5 spot until the next caution? Staying out after 30 laps, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. Now Harley Barletta's going by, going to take fourth. Mark Dantuma back behind. Greg McDaniel has the lead, but AJ Godsey all over the back bumper. Brandon Springer came down pit road a lap after everybody else restarted in 16th. I don't know how he is doing it, but he is up to 11th. I'm thinking he deployed the peanut butter. Oh, it gets really close. Springer holds on to it, but almost a big one out of 2. Thanos manages to avoid him as well. Springer was looking under Aaron Mason as Aaron started in 18th, currently up into 10th. Greg McDaniel still in the lead. AJ has not found a way around him yet. Eric Stoy in third has closed up on him as well. Harley Barletta in fourth. Now Mark Dantuma up into fifth. Garman has drifted all the way back into 9th place as Mark Nelson in 6th, Jeff Hinkle in 7th, Jared Heasley in 8th. 9th is Garman and Aaron Mason in 10th. And next time by, we'll try and ride along with, how about Jeff Hinkle? Actually, we'll just dial up his in-car camera as he goes down the back straightaway towards turn 3, so you can see the start-finish line is a lot closer to turn 4 than it is to turn 1. Out of turn 4, there is that start-finish line, and there is the midpoint of the front straightaway. Off into 1 and 2. Hinkle actually gaining a little bit of ground on Mark Nelson here. down the back straightaway towards turn 3. A lot of great racing going on, a lot of nose to tail, and obviously a lot of give and take out there. Mark Dantuma started in 10th, currently running in 5th. Garman still making his old tires work, at least for the moment, but look who's coming by. Points leader Brandon Springer, who restarted in 16th, continues his march toward the front as he goes by Garman to take 9th place. Bill Percy after that pit. Oh, Bill struggling off turn 4. Thought we were going to see Bill charging toward the front. That has not been the case. Caution is out. Aaron Mason is in the wall in turn 1. Oh, Aaron gets a run, almost gets into Thanos. Kevin Reed is underneath, and it looked like he just tried to come down a little bit. Wasn't enough room. Let's take a look at it from another angle. Looked like Aaron was struggling. He gets on the brakes, and I think the car might have actually pitched downward just a little bit. Kevin Reed having a rough night tonight. Expect David Garman to come to pit road. And he is. Garman is the first car to come down pit road. Jason Rome's going to come down. John Schmidt comes down. Nicole Kriesel is on pit road. Greg McDaniel holding on to second, keeping pace with AJ Godsey so far. See if we can get a quick word with Greg. Hey, Greg, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Hey, it looks like you are having a lot of fun out there right now.
Yeah, I like this track, so I don't like the cautions it brings as it's a short track and stuff, but it's a fun track. I like it here.
Well, you're doing rather well. You held AJ off for quite a while, and it looked like you didn't put up too much of a fight. You let him go by. Do you have something for him if it comes down to the two of you?
We'll see. That's a long ways away for that. AJ's a lot better. AJ's just a better driver than I am, so the fact that I can even run with him's pretty cool to me. But maybe I'll get an advantage on him here at the end or something. We'll see.
All right, man. Well, you're having a great run so far. Good luck.
Thanks, Doug.
Greg McDaniel currently second on track. Came into tonight 6th in points, just 1 point behind Jeff Hinkle in 5th, and 4 points behind Richie West in 4th. Nicole Kriesel is back out on track, although she's currently showing almost 20 laps down. I'm not sure what happened there. Eric Stoy is having one heck of a run in 3rd. Harley Barletta now up into 4th. And an abomination on the back of Harley's car. Mark Dantuma having a great run in 5th. Mark Nelson in 6th. Hinkle in 7th. Jared Heasley in 8th. Brandon Springer in 9th. After restarting in 16th, Springer has really had one heck of a run toward the front. Gerald Thanos Poole in 10th after starting in 17th. Bill Percy currently being scored in, looks like 13th after some struggles early on and struggles mid-race. And I'm not sure what's going on with Garman. Looks like Garman might be having to drop to the tail end of the field. He might have gotten a speeding penalty on pit road. Everybody stacks back up side by side, getting ready to go green. Pace car is in. They're down and away. Green flag in the air. Just over a third of the way through the race, and AJ Godsey jumps right back to the lead. Greg McDaniel holding on to second. Eric Stoy having to battle Harley Barletta now for third. Harley gets the nose in. It wasn't enough. Eric pulls ahead. Mark D'Antuma in fifth, watching everything unfold right in front of him. Jeff Hinkle in sixth. Mark Nelson in seventh. Springer already making a move for eighth. He clears. Oh no, Jared Heasley still fighting back on the outside. Heasley's only chance of staying in the playoffs is a win, and a couple of drivers having a bad night. AJ Godsey was right on the bubble and could be eliminated tonight. He was in the bottom three, and he currently has the lead. The other driver that is in those three cars that could be eliminated tonight, Kevin Reed, currently running in 10th. Kevin trying to take 9th from Brandon Springer, make his way forward as well. Springer winning the season opener, or the playoff opener rather, last week at Chicagoland, has an advantage here. He has a little bit of room to play with, but with second place Harley Barletta ahead of him right now, as well as third place Eric Stoy also up there, he really can't give him very much room. Meanwhile, if AJ Godsey wins, he should be able to keep himself in the playoffs. Greg McDaniel, as they run now, would advance several spots in the playoff points as well. Eric Stoy came into tonight tied for second with Harley Barletta, and they run nose to tail with Eric in third and Harley in fourth. Jeff Hinkle doing very Jeff Hinkle things. He is just sitting back there playing it patient, saving some tires early in the run so he can charge toward the front late in the run, currently in fifth. Mark D'Antuma currently in sixth, and Mark Nelson in seventh. But look at this. Garman, who had to drop to the tail end of the field. Oh, it gets really sketchy behind him. Garman all the way up to seventh place now. Garman also restarted back in, I believe, 17th place and has picked up 10 spots since the restart. Jeff Hinkle down underneath Harley Barletta. He's not saving a lot of tire here. He sends it down into turn one. Hinkle to fourth, moving Harley Barletta back to fifth. AJ Godsey has not been able to pull away and get a big lead here tonight. Currently just over half of a second on Greg McDaniel. Eric Stoy holding on to third, Hinkle in fourth, Harley Barletta in fifth. As they run right now, doing some quick math here, as they run right now, Eric Stoy would take the points lead. But there is one driver not in this points battle, but continuing to run toward the front, David Garman. He started the race in 15th. At last restart, he was in 17th, but he has the freshest tires on track, and it shows. He has 18 lap fresher tires than everybody else. He has marched his way up to 5th. He played out the strategy. It's obviously working out for him here. He said he wanted to do something different to see if he could make it, put himself in a better position for the end of the race. It looks like his strategy might pay off here. Up to 5th already as Jeff Hinkle in 4th in his sights, and Eric Stoy as well. Oh, Garman's got a run off 4. Looked like he got a little bit loose. He gets down under Hinkle into 1. Garman extremely good on dirt. Obviously a short track specialist as well. Garman's dirt experience definitely helping out here tonight at Richmond. These cars tend to get a bit loose off the corners, especially the fresher the tires are. Garman now looking to the high side on Eric Stoy. And he gets the run on him off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Let's get a ride inside Garmy's car. You can see the closing rates as he comes off turn 4. There's Jacob Springer. He's going a lap down on the bottom. Right in front of Greg McDaniel in the STP car. And you see the difference in just 18 laps on these tires. Garman gets a massive run off the turn, down into turn 3, obvious advantage, gets back on the throttle, and we'll be looking for setup on Greg McDaniel anytime now. And we've seen Garman since that pit stop, he has run high and low. Expect him to be able to pass anywhere. AJ Godsey almost a 1 second lead now. I don't think that's going to last. Greg McDaniel isn't going to be able to hold Garman off anymore. Garman down to the bottom in 1 and 2. He's going to take second. Greg McDaniel now back to 3rd. Eric Stoy in 4th. And it looks like Hinkle has decided to crank it up a little bit more. He is caught back up to the back bumper of Eric Stoy. John Schmidt has come to pit. No, he did not. He is just down on the apron. AJ Godsey has a 1.1 second lead over David Garman. But AJ does have almost 20 lap older tires. I am curious what everybody thinks. Drop in the comments. Let me know. Do you think Garmin's strategy is going to pay off later in the race? AJ's lead now down to 1 second and shrinking. AJ, another driver, has to have a good finish to stay in the playoffs. It is extremely odd for me to see AJ Godsey and Kevin Reed not in the top 5, battling in the points right now, late in the season. Kevin Reed might be eliminated tonight as he runs in 13th right now. Jared Heasley, one of the 3 that was in position to get eliminated. He has the lowest number of points. If he does not win, and he needs a win and a miracle really to pull off staying in the playoffs here. Currently running in 9th. He's been able to hold that position most of the night, but really has not been able to advance at all. AJ Godsey now getting into lap traffic. He goes to the high side on Nicole. Brian Oshinska right up there as well. Brian Oshinska in 16th, and he gets lapped. Here comes Garman now. Garman has closed the gap to a half a second. The lap traffic didn't even faze him. Greg McDaniel holding on to 3rd. Eric Stoy in 4th. Jeff Hinkle in 5th. Not for long. He is looking under Eric. Hinkle is the long run specialist, and they last pitted on lap 30. This is where Hinkle comes alive. Jeff battling Eric Stoy for 4th, and he clears him. Jeff Hinkle to 4th now. Eric Stoy back to 5th. And look at this, the Mad Canadian is working on Harley Barletta for 6th place. Jason Rome came into tonight 7th in points. Needs a good run here to stay in the playoffs as well, especially with AJ running up front. Jason can't clear yet. He is currently running in 7th. Hopefully he'll get enough to stay in the playoffs here tonight. AJ's lead 0.4 of a second. Garman is there now. Although it does look like the tires have started to equalize just a bit. Last couple of laps, Garman's only been a couple tenths of a second faster. However, he made up so much ground on those fresh tires, it looks like that strategy might be paying off. Just past halfway, AJ Godsey in the lead. David Garman in 2nd. Greg McDaniel in 3rd. Jeff Hinkle in 4th. Eric Stoy in 5th. Harley Barletta in 6th. Jason Rome in 7th. Mark Nelson in 8th. Jared Heasley in 9th. And Mark Dantuma in 10th. Bill Percy back in 15th. We saw him charging forward. A caution! Caution is out. And they are all within the pit window to go the distance from here. Oh, John Schmidt gets hard into the outside wall on the back straightaway, right in front of the leaders. Manages to park it on the outside wall. John Schmidt has gone to pit road. Gerald Thanos Poole has gone to pit road as well. Expect everybody on pit road this time. And it looks like Garmin's strategy really paying off here tonight. And every driver is on pit road. Garman comes down this time as well. He'll be back on an even set of tires with all the other drivers. AJ Godsey leads them down. Hits his pit box. No lead lap cars stay out. Brian Oshinska stays out to get waved around. There he goes. He is the lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap in 16th. Heasley is the first car off pit road. And I do believe he took a 4-tire stop. I don't know how he pulled that off. Well, let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Jared, it's Doug. You got me?
Bad time, Doug.
Gotcha. Whoops. It looks like Jared Heasley came off pit road. I'm guessing a penalty of some kind. Jared back on pit road. Garman in 2nd. Greg McDaniel in 3rd. Jeff Hinkle in 4th and Eric Stoy in 5th. And as mentioned, every driver can make it from here on fuel. Jason Rome in 6th place now, continuing to make his way forward. Harley Barletta in 7th has been struggling here tonight. Let's see if we can talk to him. Harley, it's Doug. You got me? Hey, Harley, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug? I hear you got a hit out on my back bumper.
You heard that, did you?
Oh, I heard that.
I'm glad you heard that. I was just going to say we're not seeing the usual speed out of you, but I have to think it has something to do with that back bumper.
No, it's definitely the track. We're not very good here.
Yeah, and I'm sure that back bumper is not helping at all.
It's definitely helping. Otherwise, I would have wrecked already.
I see. Well, you came into tonight tied with Eric. Eric's been in front of you. Are you going to be able to do anything, get back up toward the front and get some points on him?
Maybe we're gonna do what we can here. I don't know what's gonna happen, so we're gonna find out. It's a question mark, big question mark.
All right. Well, good luck, and hopefully, that passenger, if he falls off the back of your car, that might help.
He's also on the quarter panel, so I got 3 of them.
Oh, okay. That's why we're not looking at your car much tonight, buddy. Good luck, man.
Thanks, man. We'll talk to you.
All right, Harley Barletta back in 8 on the 4th row, obviously struggling here tonight. Not the speed we're used to seeing out of that car. Pace car is back in. AJ Godsey, David Garman control the restart. Green flag is in the air. AJ's away. He caught Garmy napping on this one, and it looks like Hinkle's got to run up on the high side. Hinkle battling for second now. Can't get the nose to the outside and out of turn 2. Can he do something in 3 and 4? Hinkle has definitely got some speed here tonight. McDaniel back and forth. Jason Rome now up into 5th. Some of these drivers doing exactly what they need to stay in the playoffs here tonight. Eric Stoy in 6th, Harley Barletta now in 7th, Mark Dantuma up to 8th, Brandon Springer in 9th, and Mark Nelson in 10th. But it is AJ Godsey leading the field. Jeff Hinkle is now down under Garman out of turn 2. Garman has the momentum and throttle advantage coming on the high side. He gets more speed off the corner, but Jeff Hinkle, I can tell you from experience, will wear you. Oh, we've got a spin back behind. Jason Rome is around. Caution is out. Looks like Eric Story is caught as well. Oh, looked like Jason just gets loose off of turn 2, right in front of Eric. Eric gets caught. Gerald gets caught. Looked like Kevin Reed caught a piece of it as well. Let's try and take a quick look at Kevin's car. He needed a good run here tonight to stay in the playoffs. I think he barely got a piece of that one. Hey Larry, how's it going, buddy? And looks like the right side of Kevin Reed's car a little bit torn up. Not too bad. He's going to go to pit road anyway. Jeff Hinkle, who usually is extremely fast later in the run, has found some early run speed here tonight as well. Let's see if we can get a quick word with him. Hey Jeff, it's Doug. You got me?
I sure do, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, I am good. I have to say, I'm used to talking about you late in a run, but here you are battling early in the run with David Garman almost taking that second spot.
I'm trying. I almost had it there before the caution, but he must have got me just before that caution.
I did, and it looked like you had the nose ahead. It just if the caution came out a split second earlier, you would have taken second place there. But it is definitely interesting to see you up there battling, and used to seeing you being really conservative. Are you kind of hanging it out a little more tonight?
I'm trying to push harder so I don't have to make up so much time towards the end of the race. So, yep, trying to push throughout the whole race now.
Well, good luck. It's obviously paying off here early. You definitely have the speed tonight, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Doug.
All right. Jeff Hinkle currently in third place. And obviously he is pushing harder. As he said, he makes up so much ground late in the run. But obviously he's got something for him early tonight. That's got to shock a few of the drivers out there. Jared Heasley, after having to go back down pit road, it looked like he was doing some admin type stuff. He is now back up into 8th. 15 cars still in the lead lap. Gerald Poole has had to use a repair. His car got caught in that incident. Aaron Mason managed to get by that one cleanly. Eric Stoy has had to repair. Looks like Kevin Reed might have done some manual repair on that car tonight, because I still see a few wrinkles in the right side of the body. Could be wrong, could have been lighting, but AJ Godsey still in the lead as they come around to get the 1 to green. Garman is playing tonight again. As they get 1 to green, I don't know. Garmy gets in these moods and he definitely puts on a show for everybody. Although I have to say, one thing that's kind of weirding me out is seeing that STP car out there, but it not having a 34 on the side of it, driven by Larry Ashby. Kind of miss seeing that 34 car out there. Just saying. Pace car is back in. AJ and David Garman will lead them down. Green is in the air. AJ gets another great launch. Off into turn 1. Everybody still side by side except for the leader now. Garman in second has moved up and made it single file. Greg McDaniel in third. Jeff Hinkle in fourth. Mark Dantuma battling Harley Barletta for fifth. Brandon Springer back in sixth, currently leading the points coming into tonight. Jared Heasley back in eighth. Mark Nelson in ninth. Jason Rome in 10th. Kevin Reed has made his way back up into 11th. Eric Stoy in 12th. Bill Percy in 13th. Gerald Thanos-Poole in 14th. And Aaron Mason in 15th. 15 cars still on the lead lap. I think Garman might have tapped the wall coming off of turn 2 that time. Don't see any damage, but he was swinging it wide as he came out of there. Harley Barletta fighting back against Hinkle here on the inside. Jeff sends it down into turn 1 fairly hard for being on the outside line. Drives it off turn 2. Looks like he's got the advantage going into 3. Jeff Hinkle almost clears him in the middle of 3 and 4. And it looks like Hinkle might get him this time. Off turn 2, Jeff Hinkle takes 4th. Harley Barletta back to 5th. That is what happens when you put Jar Jar Binks on your car. Mark Dantuma in 6th. Jared Heasley in 7th. Brandon Springer in 8th. Mark Nelson in 9th. And Jason Rome back in 10th. AJ Godsey earlier on had pulled out to over a 1 second lead, but the last few restarts he has not been able to pull away at all. Garman all over the back bumper here. AJ needs the win tonight to solidify his spot in the playoffs, but I don't think Garman's going to make it easy on him. However, they have pulled away. Greg McDaniel in third is now 1.1 seconds back. And Jeff Hinkle is closing in on him. Jared Heasley is starting to come alive now. He is up into 7th place. Brandon Springer in 8th. Mark Nelson in 9th. And Eric Stoy in 10th. And a lot of these drivers pushing a lot harder than what we're used to seeing because they are fighting for their playoff spots. 3 drivers will be eliminated. Coming into tonight, those 3 drivers would have been AJ Godsey, Kevin Reed, and Jared Heasley. AJ obviously doing what he has to do. As of right now, he would stay in the playoffs. Kevin Reed trying to make his way back toward the front. He is currently in 11th. Jared Heasley has got to pull off a win, and he needs a miracle to happen behind him. He is currently in 7th. David Garman not in the playoffs this season, but up here battling for wins nonetheless. Greg McDaniel, 3rd on track. 6th in points, being chased around by Jeff Hinkle, who's 4th on track and 5th in points. And that battle is separated by 1 point. If they finished as they run right now, I believe it would end up being a tie going into next week. But it doesn't look like Jeff Hinkle is happy with that. He goes down to the bottom, looking for 3rd. Hinkle's got a run, clears McDaniel. McDaniel comes back down. No crossover move here. But when he comes down a little bit off of turn 4, Harley was looking up on the high side. And don't look now, but Mark Dantuma all over the back bumper of Harley Barletta, and Jared Heasley all over the back bumper of Mark as well. 3rd through 7th is just 0.3 of a second right now. Not even going to say hi, Larry. Hope everything's going well, buddy. Oh, Garman was way loose off of turn 4. He was dirt tracking it onto the front straightaway. Great save by Garman. Wow. Hinkle in 3rd, and I think Garman actually lost a couple hundredths of a second just because of that, but he regained it coming off of turn 2. Oh, thank you, Larry. AJ Godsey just barely pulling away in the lead. Garman in 2nd, Hinkle in 3rd, Greg McDaniel still holding on to 4th. Harley Barletta in 5th is not making up any ground right now. Mark Dantuma is starting to lose a little bit. Jared Heasley losing some as well as they spread out. The longer this green flag run goes, it definitely benefits a guy like Jeff Hinkle, who is exceedingly good on long runs. And Hinkle's gap now 0.8 of a second. Remember, when he cleared Greg McDaniel, there was a 1.1 second gap between him and Garman. He has now chopped it down to 0.6 of a second. Jeff Hinkle is definitely charging toward the front. 35 laps to go. Hinkle could still pull off the win here tonight. Easily. Mark Dantuma back in 6th, Heasley in 7th, Mark Nelson in 8th, Eric Stoy currently running in 9th, Brandon Springer in 10th, Gerald Poole in 11th, Jason Rome has drifted back to 12th, Kevin Reed in 13th, Bill Percy in 14th, and Aaron Mason in 15th. Still 15 cars on the lead lap. Still 18 cars on track. Looks like the only 2 drivers that appear to be out, Richie West and John Schmidt. Hey, thanks, Larry. And Jacob Springer, a couple of laps down, staying up high, letting the leaders get by. And Jeff Hinkle is gaining even more on Garman here on the long run. Now within a quarter of a second of Garman. Greg McDaniel in fourth, now 1.25 seconds back, but he is no longer under attack by Harley Barletta, who has drifted almost a second back from him as well. Mark Dantuma holding on to 6. Heasley up into 7th, trying to make something happen. But Mark Nelson, who's currently running in 8th place, looking under Heasley now. 30 laps to go. Still several battles going on track as AJ comes around. Nicole drops down to the bottom to let him by. Jeff has not pushed the issue much yet here with Garman. The only driver I can say for sure took 2 tires or no tires would be 8th place Eric Stoy. Same with Kevin Reed in 13th. From the look of it, everybody else took 4 tires. And actually, I think Eric Stoy and Kevin Reed both just came down and got fast repairs on lap 92 due to being involved in that caution. Everybody else, all the drivers took 4 tires on lap 83. Bit of a surprise, really, as some of the drivers during practice mentioned that left side tires do not wear much here. And look at this, Hinkle has finally gotten past Garman, and now Greg McDaniel closing in. But the gap, while Hinkle was trying to get past Garman, the gap to the leader has increased. AJ now 2.3 seconds ahead. And during practice, some of the drivers were saying left side tire wear was so minimal that they might try right tires only a couple of times tonight. Brian Oshinska has come to pit road. Nicole Kriesel has come to pit road. Both drivers came in, got tires, and left. AJ's lead 2.3 seconds over Jeff Hinkle as they come to 25 laps to go. Garman still holding on to 3rd, but here comes Greg McDaniel. Harley Barletta currently in 5th. Eric Stoy in 6th. Jared Heasley in 7th. Mark Nelson in 8th. Mark Dantuma in 9th, Brandon Springer in 10th. As they run now, Jared Heasley, Kevin Reed, and I believe Jason Rome would be the 3 drivers eliminated from the playoffs. Unless there is an ever so slight chance that a change in the running order could put Richie West out, but I think the numbers are going to keep him in. AJ Godsey's lead actually starting to grow. Bit of a surprise that Hinkle's not closing in quicker. Now 2.6 seconds, excuse me. Garman still holding on to 3rd. Greg McDaniel all over the back bumper in 4th. Harley Barletta still holding on to 5th. As they run right now, I think Harley Barletta would actually take the points lead. Again, he came into the playoffs with the points lead, but after a rough race last week and Brandon Springer pulling off the win, it bumped him back into 2nd. But I believe as they run now with him and Eric Stoy came into tonight tied in points. Jared Heasley needs a miracle right about now to be able to stay in the playoffs. Same with Kevin Reed. AJ Godsey out front. His lead now 3.1, now about 3 seconds. As he comes around to lap Aaron Mason. Drops down to the bottom. Aaron goes to the high side, lets him by easily. Jeff Hinkle in second, Garman in third. Greg has not been able to do anything with Garman. He can get to the back bumper, but he hasn't been able to get around. Eric Stoy still holding on to 6th place. Heasley in 7th. The marks are 8th and 9th. Nelson in 8th. Dan Tuma in 9th. Brandon Springer coming into tonight with the points lead back in 10th. He's going to lose some ground in the playoffs tonight as well. But the question is, has Brandon Springer deployed his peanut butter? Oh my gosh! Off of turn 2, Springer is way loose. He has obviously not deployed his peanut butter grip. He gets loose off of 4 as well. Man, a little wiggle that time off of turn 2. Brandon really fighting to keep the car where it is in 9th place, excuse me. But I don't think that car has much grip left in it. AJ Godsey continues to maintain a 3-second lead over Jeff Hinkle. Lap traffic becoming a factor. And look at this, Greg McDaniel is pulled back up to the back bumper on Garman. One thing earlier on, we saw Garman getting way loose, pushing extremely hard. Could he have burned the tires up? Could that give Greg McDaniel an opportunity in the next 13 laps to take 3rd place? And now, just due to lap traffic, Garman has caught back up to Jeff Hinkle. Another change in the race here late, as Garman has caught back up to Hinkle and Greg McDaniel right there with him. AJ Godsey, meanwhile, loving the fact that Hinkle is caught in lap traffic or got caught in it. Garman got a little bit of the wall on the front stretch. Aaron Mason staying up to the high side, letting the leaders by. AJ Godsey's lead now 3.5 seconds. He'll get 10 to go this time by. Garman back in 3rd, Greg McDaniel 4th, Harley Barletta in 5th. Jeff Hinkle, now that he is clear of lap traffic, has pulled away from Garman again. Jared Heasley in 7th place. He's picked up a couple of spots from where he started, but as they run, he has not picked up enough to stay in the playoffs. However, AJ Godsey has spent the whole night keeping his playoff hopes alive. Came into the night 8th in points on the bubble for being eliminated. For the first time in BRR history, he would have finished, if he had been eliminated, would have finished outside the top 5 in points. But a dominant run here at Richmond has him in place. He's got just 7 laps to go, but he's about to get into heavy lap traffic. That is the view from inside AJ's car. As he comes off turn 2, Jacob Springer down to the bottom. He's going to clear Springer, but now he's got Bill Percy and Kevin Reed just ahead. Bill in 14th. He drops down to the bottom, lets the leader by easily. AJ Godsey coming around this time will get 5 laps to go. As long as he can maintain that lead, now right at 4 seconds, he will hold on to the playoffs. Jeff Hinkle back in second, now has a 1 second gap on David Garman in third, but Greg McDaniel, the last 20 laps, has been haunting the back bumper of David Garman. Now he goes up to the high side, looking for some additional speed. Looking for a way around to get that podium finish here tonight. Greg looks to the bottom off of turn 2. He has a little momentum, but it isn't enough yet. Oh, Garman gets squirrely off turn 4. And look at the run Greg gets down into turn 1. 3 laps to go. Garman is really starting to struggle. The tire's really going away on that car. Now Greg looks down to the bottom through 3 and 4. This is the battle for third. It is the closest battle on track as we get 2 laps to go. AJ's lead still 4 seconds. Jeff Hinkle in second, but now look at this. Greg McDaniel down to the bottom. It's a drag race. He gets a little loose off turn 2. Still has the nose inside into 3 and 4. White flag is in the air for AJ Godsey. Oh, Garman gets the wall off 4, but he doesn't lift. It's a drag race for third place. Out of turn 2 they come. Drag race back down the back straightaway. AJ Godsey is coming out of turn 4. He is going to win at Richmond. Hinkle comes out of turn 4 in second. He pulls it off. It's a drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? It was Garman at the line. Their times were identical. 1/100th of a second is the gap scoring is showing. Garman finishes third, McDaniel in fourth, and Harley Barletta in fifth. Eric Stoy, Jared Heasley, Mark Nelson, Mark Dantuma, and Brandon Springer round out the top 10, and what a close battle it looks. We'll have to confirm tomorrow morning, but it looks like Jared Heasley, Kevin Reed, and Jason Rome are eliminated from the playoffs tonight. Let's see if we can talk to third place David Garman. Hey, Garman, it's Doug. You got me?
What's up, Mr. Doug?
Hey, I don't know if you realize just how close that was at the end.
Oh, I saw it. I was looking out the left side as it happened, and no, it was super close. It was nice racing. Props to Greg for keeping it all clean that whole time. I know he was just chomping at the bits those last 10 laps. He was just getting closer and closer, so... got scared coming out of 4, though, because it got real tight, and I was like, oh, that's it. So, but we pulled it off. We got third, so... Not bad.
Another great race, and it looked like some of your dirt track skills definitely came into play that last 10 laps because you were getting loose all over the place.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off because everybody else was talking about their tires, at least in the chat I was in. They were saying their tires were getting loose and they were going sideways down the straights and stuff, and I'm just driving like, my tires aren't doing that. Like, I can hit the gas and go. I just can't hit the gas and go and be as fast as AJ or Jeff at the end of the run, but towards those last 10 laps, it started going, and I was like, oh, this is what they talking about. So, yeah, I'll take it. Third place ain't bad. Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, man. Great race, buddy.
See you, Doug.
All right, let's see if we can get Jeff Hinkle. Actually, it appears Hinkle has left the building, so let's talk to our winner. AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, congratulations. You keep your playoff hopes alive in pretty dominant fashion, buddy.
Yeah, like I said, I knew this week was going to be do or die. I had to go for it, so I put in the extra practice this week, and it paid off.
It definitely paid off, man. What a run there at the end. I know there was a point where Garman was really flying up and had a caution not come out. He might have had the advantage on you, but once you got out there and got clean of everybody, even Hinkle couldn't catch up late in the run.
Yeah, I think those were the 2 points to where I was a little nervous. I seen David coming on the fresher tires. We only had about 20 more laps, and we were going to have to pit anyways. So I think I'd have been all right there. Then, yeah, definitely when Hinkle come into second, I knew it was either he was going to catch me or I was going to pull away. I wasn't taking it easy no more.
Well, it definitely paid off. You stay in the playoffs, so everything, the world can go back to normal now, because we were a little concerned about you not being in the top 5 in points. So great run tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, AJ Godsey stays in the playoffs. What a dominant win he had here tonight. What little tires he has left are about to go bye-bye as he burns them out all the way around the track. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. We will have the Jones BS Racing League 34 Legends and the Wayland Touring Mods. 2 great races will be going on. Tuesday night, XCal returns. Wednesday night, we have the Outlaws Cup Series, or Xfinity Series, excuse me, followed by the Nowski Nation Retro Truck Series, and Thursday night, American All-Star Dirt. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Have a wonderful night.